Hello everyone, we're back and better than ever with the third edition of the Weekly Rundown, a show by the Ridge Runners, where we talk about all things trail and ultra running in Southeast Ohio and all the running news from the East Coast. I'm your host, and today your only host, Michael Owen. Wesley is out sick, so it's just me. This week we're coming to you from the OVR studio, and we have results from the Grindstone 100, the Oil Creek 100, the Arkansas Traveler 100, the Hennepin 100, the Old 96er 100, and more. We'll also highlight this week happening from the world of Strava and all other running news from the area. But first, our update on the Barte Streak. So guys, did Paul Barte extend his weekly half marathon distance streak to 410 weeks? Well, what's new? He ran 14.02 miles on Monday, this time mostly trail and most with Hugh. There he is stirring up ambiguous units of measurement again. We did receive clarification from Paul himself about what a spec means, a term he used in last week's streak extender. He stated to us via text message that a spec is the smallest distance with someone that I'll acknowledge on Strava, end quote. Paul admitted that the spec he ran last week with Mike R was probably a quarter mile. Very scientific. Tune into the show next week to see if Barte can extend his weekly half streak to 411 weeks and who he might run a spec, a bit, a part, or most of his run with on the race results. I was at the Grindstone 100 in Stanton, Virginia this past weekend as a participant and was able to get all the action front and center. Grindstone is one of the biggest 100 milers on the East Coast and one of the more challenging ones with over 23,000 feet of elevation gain. This year, 206 of the 263 starters finished Grindstone, an impressive 78% finisher's rate on a hot, humid, and foggy race. The conditions were definitely not ideal out there. It was a particularly good day for yours truly, as I took home the overall win in 20 hours and 8 minutes and got this sweet jacket. But it was not an easy race. It was a hard-fought battle with good friend Travis Zitfell, also from Ohio, who finished just 14 minutes behind me in the end. 20 hours and 22 minutes was his time. Travis was pushing me hard the entire second half of the race, and I was looking behind my shoulder a lot. John Anderson, Virginia local, ran a steady race and finished third in 20 hours and 39 minutes. On the women's side, we saw an even more impressive finish with a new course record from Shannon Howe with a time of 22 hours and 22 minutes. Justina Wilson was second female 1 hour behind Howe in 23 hours and 23 minutes, and Samantha LeBlanc was third in 24:15. In addition to the podium finishers, there was a big showing of Ohio runners who did amazing at Grindstone. Check out the full results in the link below. Mike Cooper was one of those Ohio finishers who finished 7th on the men's side, putting 3 Ohio guys in the top 10. I was particularly excited halfway through the race at the turnaround when I saw Travis in second and Cooper in third at the time. It definitely got me going for a little while. It was a fun weekend with a lot of friends, lots of family, and lots of good times at the Grindstone 100. The Hennepin 100 in Illinois boasts a flat and fast course for runners to chase their PRs for 100 miles. This year the course record was set on both women's and men's side. Jim Sweeney of New York bested Oswaldo Lopez's previous course record by over an hour, running a blazing 13 hours and 9 minutes. We believe that's the fastest 100-mile time in America this year. And to boot, Sweeney ran 14:07 earlier this year at the Umstead 100. What a year, Jim. Morgan Green was a lone Ohio runner at the Hennepin 100, running 21 hours and 40 minutes, writing that she absolutely shattered her goal of 24 hours. Way to go, Morgan. That's a lot to beat your goal by. One of the older 100 milers in America, the Arkansas Traveler 100, took place for the 28th year. Daniel Arnold finished 4th place last year, but improved over 3 hours on his time to win this year's race in 17 hours and 17 minutes, with Stephen Moore and John Muir in second place and third, both under 18 hours. I wonder if that's any relation to the John Muir. Great guy. On the women's side, Donja Reel won by over an hour with a time of 22 hours and 6 minutes. Carrie McAdam Marks and Lisa Mobley came in second and third. The Oil Creek 100 took place in Pennsylvania and they celebrated their 10th anniversary. Andrew Simpson was the overall winner in 19 hours and 23 minutes, and Megan Park was the women's winner in 25 hours, 11 minutes. The Old 96er 100 here in Ohio took place for the first time ever over the weekend. This event looks to be a low-key, low-frills race with just one aid station in the middle of the route. Runners completed the entire 96.6 miles of the Ohio State Route 45 before finishing at Lake Erie in North Ohio. This race is also so old school that here's a picture of the results. I like it. Running the route the fastest was David Holliday in 24 hours and 27 minutes. The top two women finished 5 minutes apart in just under 28 hours, 30 minutes. Karen Slovak was first and Tracy Mack was second. I want to give a huge shout out to our friend Jason Root for finishing the third fastest in 28 hours, 13 minutes. All in all, there were 7 100-mile races that took place east of the Mississippi. Wow, lots of 100s. At least it seems like a few of them had close to 100 finishers in total, showing just how much this sport has grown in recent years. So I guess we might need more 100-milers than I think. The fifth of the 6 Marathon World Majors took place on Sunday with the Chicago Marathon. 4-time Olympic gold medalist on the track, Sir Mo Farah of Great Britain, made his marathon debut and pulled away from the field in the last couple of miles for the overall win. Farah finished in 2:05.11. Galen Rupp was the top American male in 5th place with a time of 2:06.21. The top female runner at Chicago was Bridget Koski of Kenya in a time of 2:18.35. The top American was Sarah Crouch, finishing 6th overall with a time of 2:32.37. Good job all runners from Chicago. We couldn't find anybody local who ran it, but let us know if you did. Drop us a line. And now for our Strava rundown, where each week we highlight all the interesting achievements or happenings from the world of Strava in the SEOTR OVRC Strava Club. If you want to get noticed on the rundown, join the SEOTR OVRC Strava Club by visiting the link below. Because there were so many runners from the SEOTR OVRC Club who raced this past weekend, we aren't going to highlight the leaders in mileage or elevation. Those categories are filled by those who ran a 100-mile race, more or less. So instead, we'll highlight those runners that ran a race. We've seen Tirza Costello from Cincinnati on the leaderboards in past weeks, and her hard work paid off with a 32nd place finish in the Towpath Marathon that runs through Cuyahoga Valley National Park in a time of 3 hours, 49 minutes, 30 seconds. Good job, Tirza. Another Northern Ohio Marathon, indeed called the Northern Ohio Marathon, also took place. Club member Adam DeShong logged his race on Strava and ran an impressive 3 hours, 55 minutes, 31. Like a lot of people this weekend, Adam stated that he felt dehydrated from the high temps and humidity, but was overall happy about his race. Good job, Adam. John Williams was also at the Northern Ohio Marathon and had a crazy Strava entry. He was rolling along nicely through 21 miles, running some sub 6:30 miles until this happened, written by John himself. Quotes, "Then, at mile 21, I got hit by some teens, relieving some other teens from an aid station. They came driving so fast around a turn and lost control on a wet road. Slammed me. I thought my hamstring was torn. Sucks it didn't. Called it a day, as I was not really moving that well." End quotes. Whoa, ouch, John. But it looks like he posted that he's doing well today. Hugh Inslee, training partner of the Paul Barte, ran the Blue Blazes Marathon, a race on the Buckeye Trail here in Ohio, in 5 hours and 54 minutes. Shane Early was also there and finished in 4th place overall with a time of 4 hours and 40 minutes. Good job, guys. Another trail marathon, the Bar Camp Trail Race in Far East Ohio, took place over the weekend, and club member John Kelliger finished in 8 hours and 23 minutes. Great work, John. Hope to see you at Thunder Bunny this year. Megan Anderson completed the Outdoor X 12-hour run and completed 56.5 miles. Jen, runner girl emoji on Strava, was also at the OX 12-hour and completed 52 miles. And lastly, Derek Clark ran the Greenbrier River Trail Marathon in the wild and wonderful West Virginia with an impressive sub-3 finish in 2 hours, 59 minutes, 28 seconds. So many races this time of year. But good work to all the runners from Ohio and all the runners that ran from SEOTR OVRC Club. And now on to some more interesting findings from Strava. I saw this post from Matt Stolings, who ran a hill in his backyard 6 times and gained 1,400 feet of elevation in just 4 miles. Keep on crushing that hill in your backyard, Matt. Must be nice to have it. It looks like Athens resident Chip Rice just signed up for the Yamacrawl 50K that will take place next April. Chip, who's been a huge help manning aid stations at my races, just ran his first ultra this past year. It's been great to see Chip continue getting after it in the ultra world, and he told me he's also running his first 50-miler soon after the Yamacrawl 50K. Crush it, Chip. Looks like we may have a Strava imposter in our SEOTR OVRC Club. It's a Strava user that goes by Kuba Kuba. I was too lazy to actually look into his or her activities, but midweek Kuba Kuba found himself or herself on top of our leaderboard. After looking to their account, I noticed he was a member of over 450 Strava clubs. I'm not sure what this Kuba Kuba's prerogative is, but it's always a bit fishy when you see a name like this and a profile picture like this. I, for one, don't like having fakes in our group, so I promptly booted him from our club. See you later, Kuba. After a bout of cool weather, last week brought some more high temperature days in the mid 80s, that's Fahrenheit, and the blasted humidity was back. Fan of the show Blake Wysocki took to Strava to air his frustrations and gave the humidity this middle finger emoji. Good job, Blake. That's a great use of an emoji, and that's the sort of activity title that I can stand behind. Taking notes. The aforementioned Travis Zitfeld posted midweek that he reached the 3,000 mile mark for the year. I find it interesting that Mr. Zitfeld typically doesn't create titles for his activities until an occasion such as this. Of course, his kudo count was much higher than normal because of that title. Great job so far, Travis, and not a bad race over the weekend. I still beat you, however. On that note, I'd like to throw out a challenge to all the runners in the Strava Club to start creating better and more fun titles for your activities. I've been seeing way too many of the default morning run or afternoon run posts lately. Let's make running a little exciting. It's already boring enough as it is. Come on, Ridge Runner Nation, let's step it up. And with that, thanks for tuning in to this week's rundown from the Ridge Runners. Be sure to check back next week where we'll deliver news on the Cloud Splitter 100, the Indiana Trail 100, No Business 100, the West Virginia Trilogy, the Feral Hog 50K, and more. If you have anything exciting to share or add to the show, drop us a line on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. In addition, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell below, and you'll be notified every time we release a new video. And something new to add for this week, you can now find us in podcast form on Apple iTunes and Google Play. So if you can't watch us on YouTube, bring us along with you by searching Ridge Runners on iTunes and Google Play. I'm your host, your faster host, Michael Owen, and hopefully Wesley will be back next week to join us on the Weekly Rundown.